Hello my awesome people! Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. And today I believe we are going to be sending a rocket into orbit. So, welcome Pinprick Mark II. The quick little rocket, hopefully that will have enough delta V to get into orbit. So, I guess launch, right? Whew. I haven't actually tested to see if tested to see if it's gotten into orbit yet. I have a feeling it can do it. Alright. Stand by for launch. We are going to make orbit with this thing. It'll be essentially a Sputnik because I do not have that much stuff on it. But in 3, 2, 1, liftoff. I have upgraded the launch pad if you haven't noticed. And the vehicle assembly building. Alright, so we need to follow a fairly strict launch profile here. Right off the bat, we need to go to 5 degrees and hold that. So you'll see my yaw is all the way over there. That's my gyroscopes fighting for every little bit they can. As this gravity turn slowly pulls me to 10. If I'm not careful, like I will get a lot more control. Yep, with a gimbling engine. So I'm gonna hold that right before. Okay, we're gonna slowly drift to 10, which is where I want. Just hold 10. This little Spinnaker engine doesn't have a crazy amount of thrust, but it manages about 1.1, 1.2 G, which really in this point in the launch is fine. Once we reach this other part of the atmosphere, we can make this thin dark blue spot. We can make the tilt to 45 happen and pick up as much lateral velocity as possible. Okay, I need to be very careful with this launch because I think I have just enough delta V. I need to get this apoapse up to 70. Actually, probably about 72 is where I need it. So, resources have that up. So as soon as it hits 72, that's close enough. I should be out of the thickest part of the atmosphere, and I should not be losing much height at all. The remainder of the fuel here, will be used to pick up more lateral velocity once I reach our apoapse. And then I should have spun up to get rid of those, but I'll just bounce them out of the way. Observe that mystery goo. Okay, it's worth 2.1 science. We will just hold that on that for a second. Okay, that is still a little ways out. Next thing we need to do is activate our secondary antenna. So we have continued comms. Okay. And now is the time to do that burn. And I will be chasing this apoapse around on this burn, right? So I want this apoapse, I want to be firing at apoapse, so I will be doing my best to hold that. Okay. Shouldn't take much more fuel. Come on. It's 27. We have enough. 1.72 units is enough. I just need to be right on so I'm most efficient. Notice I'm still holding this at 72. Okay. I shot over a little there. Actually, I should have enough to bring this down. Alright, so, provided we have electric charge for this thing, which we probably will not, but we have achieved a circular-ish orbit around Kerbal. So we have a craft capable of putting a payload in orbit. And while we still have comms, I'll do a couple things. First thing is I will cue the parachute. I will record. This data doesn't do us any good. We've already gotten this data. If I can see. And alright, so we have a craft in orbit. So that is cool. It won't really do us any good. Like, I can attempt to put this in a... Oh, never mind. I cannot attempt. We do not have comms, and we will most definitely run out of charge. Boop. We have a dead-in-the-water craft right now. But that's okay, because we have successfully achieved an objective, even though it wasn't a contract. And that should open up more contracts for us to put craft in specific orbits. It isn't perfect. I overdid it a smidge, but we do have an orbit. So we will be returning to the Space Center. Space Center. There we go. We can give this thing. We can look at it in the tracking station. And see what we have here. Just okay. Looks like okay. And oh, I didn't mean to fly that again. Dang it. Oh well. Space Center. Boop, we'll just hop right back. Alright, now we need to check our contracts. We should have one. Location. Yep, that's on our map. We can do some tests with orbiting. Okay, so we can accept that contract. Any other ones? Suborbital. Accept that one. Okay, so one of these is just test on the launch pad. We can do those tests really quick. So all they take is a craft, and I've done a few of these already. A antenna, and this one, I believe, I could be wrong. Cirrus. That's all we need. Launch that, and Contract complete. Cover vessel. We cover all our funds. Done. And we can go look for more contracts. I don't like these tourist ones. I might turn off those contracts. Okay, we might be looking into building larger rockets here. And like I said, most of the time I won't be focusing on building rockets in the videos, but for the first ones, it a lot of the times is a decent idea. But let's see, actually. Can look at the amount of science we have. I really, really need solar panels. Bad. And solar panels are contained in here, which is 90 science. So we may do some stuff. Actually, we can do some of this stuff real easy. Can get some good old science. Could just load up pinprick and then launch it. We can jettison these. We can observe the mystery goo. That's 3 science. It's 1.8. It's 1.8. 1.8. 1.8. Keep data, recover vessel. And then we'll just do it again, except we'll just do it slightly off the launch pad using the main engine. This shouldn't be too bad. And I should be using the launch pad just to launch already made vehicles, but let's see. Launch. This main engine should be able to... Okay, there's a couple things I need to do here. I need to... Okay, get rid of those so we have access to those. And I need to activate this engine. Put on stability assist. There we go. Did not mean to do that. Observe the mystery goo. Keep that data. Observe that. Keep that data. Observe that. Keep that data. And we're just trying to do this while we're... Okay. I'm surprised that worked. Now we're just gonna land this thing. This is a good, actually a good test to see what we can do as far as landing. I don't have any control over this thing. Okay, so I'm gonna try and land. This might be a little bit more expensive for the science we have, but this craft isn't that expensive at all. Let's be honest. I have a parachute in case I need it, of course, but I should be able to land this thing. Okay. Oh, I forgot on how minimal a thrust it had in the atmosphere versus the in the vacuum. So we're probably gonna blow up an engine here, but a lot of lateral speed. There. Landed it using the engine. Recovery vessel. That was a little bit more costly than probably necessary. But that should get us a nice little bump in science. 85 science from that. Okay. And then... actually, we can do another quick little science mission to finish up this episode to get enough. We can... new. Get a pod ready. Get a... shouldn't probably technically need a parachute for this one, but why not? Let's see, we also need to get a rocket under the sky. And engines. Alright, we should be able just to fly on over to the grasslands or ocean. And I'm forgetting a decent amount of science gear on here that can get us the remaining 10% of what we need. Science, we'll just go to the ocean because it's a soft landing. I'm glad they made Mr. Goo containers smaller. That was really a pain in the butt when they were so large. Alright, launch. We're just gonna go to the ocean real quick. Plop this down, get the science, get solar panels. I have to wait for it to become day. There we go. Okay, we might need a more powerful rocket. Oh, it was nerfed. Okay. Because this thing has more thrust than this. This should be enough. Okay. In 3. Oh, no, let's actually... okay. And quick trip to the ocean. Being the speeding bullet we are. Probably should have brought even more science gear with, but that's okay. Alright. Coast out over a little bit. Open up the drogue chute. Which opens up to the... getting a weird visual glitch where I'm only seeing half the parachute, but you know, whatever. And accelerate down to the water. 8 meters is a little quick, but observe the Mr. Goo right over the water. Okay, and okay, now we do a little bit of science. Observe that, Mr. Goo. Observe the materials bay. And the thermometer. Log temperature. Take an EVA. EVA report. Keep that data. Board. Get a crew report. Keep that data and recover the vessel. And that should be in the realm of 20 plus science. Good. And now we can unlock solar panels. And next episode we will be So research. Ooh, good. We actually get a long-range antenna too. We can start setting up our comsats in very specific orbits. Cool. Awesome. Whew. Alright. So, thank you guys for watching this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, mouse people.